Hey guys, how's it going? Tez back again with another episode of the Dortmund Career Mode, and the first game in this episode is a biggie. This is obviously the biggest game in the domestic season. It's Bayern Munich at home. Now, obviously, we signed Jerome Boateng earlier on in the season, and the media was mainly focused on him going into this game. But they actually, because we'd signed one of their main centre backs, they had an injury to another one of their centre backs, Badstuber, I think it was. So they were actually having to play Luis Gustavo at centre back. So fingers crossed that was going to be make their defensive a little bit weaker than it normally is. But they're obviously top of the league, absolutely flying. They've dropped points in the past couple of games, managed to pick up draws, not wins, after going 9 wins out of 9. And Boateng came close there from that corner to putting us in front with that swivelled volley. But we actually played the ball back to Gundogan from that second corner, and that is a fantastic finish from Gundogan right into that bottom corner. Finessed it perfectly around Neuer, probably bent it around one of the defenders as well, so the keeper couldn't see it until late, and that was able to put us 1-0 up. And then we picked up a free kick down the side of the box just after the half-hour mark. Marco Reus is going to whip the ball in, and Subotic goes up with an overhead kick, and that would have been fantastic if he'd been able to pop that in the back of the net, but unfortunately it kind of hit a defender and then went straight, trickled into Neuer's arms. And Toni Kroos came close there to bring one back for them, but fortunately it fell on his left foot and he just drilled it straight into the side netting rather than making Wiedenfeller work. But they were going to come close in the second half again. It was Kroos with a left-footed shot, but this time from distance rather than close range, and fortunately it again went just wide of the post. So Toni Kroos was being their main threat actually. They had Mandzukic on up top and brought on Mario Gomez for him later in the game, but they never really threatened from the striker role. It was the midfield pushing on that caused the main threat for them. But Reus here smashing the post just after half time. We were getting closer and closer to a second goal as Alaba just kind of nails Aaron Lennon wide on the wing, and he actually picked up a booking for that. But Mario Gomez is going to play in Kroos again. First time hits it from 35 yards, and wow, that was a right foot shot this time. And again, unfortunately for him, it flies past the post. But that was enough. That early Gundogan goal was enough to see us home and pick up a valuable 3 points. So we're closing the gap on Munich at the top. It's now down to 2 points, I believe, the gap between us and the team from the capital. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get a decent result away at Werder Bremen and continue our result up the league, trying to catch Munich at the top. But of course, it was Boateng visiting or playing against a former team in the previous match. This time it was Arnautovic going back to Werder Bremen for the first time since we purchased him in the summer. So the media were obviously closed in on him, and he did score a decent goal for us in the last episode in the Deutsche Pokal game. So I was hoping for more from him. They kind of maybe show his former employers what they're missing. But here, fortunate not to give away a penalty there. That was horrific challenge. I was just waiting for the ref to blow up and give them a penalty, but fortunately it didn't come. But here we get super unfortunate. They're going to have the shot. It's decent. Now Santana turned there, and I wanted to play that to my right back Awamayela, and he backheeled it to my goalkeeper. I just didn't react in time. I had no idea what was going on. Couldn't react to the fact that Wiedenfeller, my goalkeeper, now with the ball at his feet rather than the ball going out wide to the right back where I intended it to go, and Wiedenfeller just got tackled and the ball trickled over the line into the back of net. So unfortunately they were going 1-0 up. But then in first half stoppage time, Nainggolan gets the ball played through, sets himself up nicely with the first touch, and then onto the right foot to finesse it around the goalkeeper into the back of the net in first half stoppage time. So we're back on level terms, and into the second half we're actually going to get another decent chance here. Nainggolan's going to play in Nuri Sahin, slip it through to Rodrigo, tries to place it rather than power it, but unfortunately can't quite find the accuracy that he's looking for to get it into that bottom corner just inside the post. But Arnautovic is going to make a great run here, plays the ball inside, then continues his run down the wing. He's end up going to whip it in, and Rodrigo with a great chance again, but just can't find the accuracy. The header, the technique was awful, just kind of stood there and I don't even know how to describe how bad the technique on that header was. If it had just been able to cushion it back across goal rather than trying to put power behind it, maybe it could have dropped in at that back post. But unfortunately, we weren't able to create any more chances of real note in the game, and we do only pick up 1 point away from Werder Bremen, which ordinarily would have been, a decent result. But considering we just beaten Bayern Munich in the game before and closed the gap, it would have been nice to follow that up with another win to continue the pressure on Munich at the top of the table, to maybe let them feel a little bit uneasy as we push towards the January transfer window. But as you can see, the gap is now back up to 4 points. They won their game, whereas we obviously drew ours. So come up against Borussia Mönchengladbach in this one, and they're going to take an early lead. This move was just really flowing. going. When I was playing it, I just couldn't keep up with it. The passing was slick, it was quick, it was accurate, and I just couldn't cope, to be completely honest. And they went 1-0 up in the 6th minute with a really nice, tidy finish underneath the goalkeeper. But Lewandowski here gets crunched on the edge of the box just a couple of minutes later. Now, he recently has hit a little bit of form, maybe scoring a couple of goals, but he's still not the player that he was last season, not even close to it. And he's actually going to pick up an injury here. It's the same injury that Marco Reus had a few weeks ago, or a couple of episodes ago, with a sprained ankle. Now, Reus was able to come back into the starting squad after 2 weeks, even though it said he was going to be out for 4. So maybe Lewandowski can find himself getting a substitute appearance in a couple of weeks. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, his recovery will be quite quick. But Reus there, drawing a good save out of the goalkeeper. Schmelz is going to bring the corner in. Going to go up. Unfortunately, the header is away, but Gundogan picks the ball up on the edge of the box, and that flies into the back of the net. It was almost in slow motion when he hit it. Wasn't really too much power behind it, but the goalkeeper was wrong-footed. Maybe the rain, his footing just wasn't quite as solid as he might have liked it to be, and we were able to bring it back to 1-1. And then just a couple of minutes later, Royce was going to pick himself up a goal. A lovely fake shot when he got the ball into the box to turn inside the defender, slot it nicely behind the goalkeeper into that far bottom corner, and we were able to take a 2-1 lead. And then this was the most horrific refereeing decision I have ever seen in a game of FIFA. He gave that as a penalty. I'll put the replay in because you may not have even seen what actually happened for the penalty to be given. That was given as a penalty. I have no words. He's just what? Oh. There's nothing to say for that. You can't even account for moments like that in a game of football. So